Hello everyone, it's me, Juan Gamer54, back again on another video. And today, I am happy to say that today we're going to be starting a new series here in the channel. Yes. Or should I say a co-channel series. So what I'm trying to imply here is this is going to be the first episode of a deep dive analysis of Five Nights of the Fazbear Frights series. How this series will work is that over on my second channel, Alex the Wolf YouTube, is where you'll find the read-throughs of all the Fazbear Frights. Currently, at this time of recording, I have just finished Fazbear Frights number 2's first story, Lonely Freddy. Well, my apologies. I finished reading Fazbear Frights number 2, Fetch. Just got done finishing reading. Yeah, we just got done reading Lonely Freddy, and Out of Stocks will be coming in either possibly next week, maybe. Yeah, next week, maybe. But we already finished Fazbear Frights number 1. So, if you ever want someone to read the story to you, either that you have the physical copy of it, or, you have the digital copy you can get on your phone or whatever, and you just want someone to read it to you, just go to my channel. Anyways, that being stated, in this and right here in this channel, the channel you're currently reading, Juan Gamer 54, is where we do a deep dive analysis. So, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. So, let's go over the plot, shall we? Okay, it's the last day of school, and our main protagonist, Oswald, is being taken to school by his father before work. Oswald decided to draw. He has been drawing mechanical animals lately for some bizarre reason. It has never been established in the story why he seems to be writing mechanical animals. And especially, he imagines them to be human-sized and a bit creepy too, alluding to everyone's favorite cast from FNAF 1, Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Golden Freddy. So, it's a bit weird because at this point, it's the beginning of the story, and there was no connection to any of the Fazbear Entertainment stuff, okay? All that stuff, gone. Oswald is in the current times. He's in the current times, so there was no Fazbear Entertainment stuff whatsoever in his time. In his time, there was no mention. There's no Fazbear Frights establishments in his time. So, yeah. Oswald is taken by the library by his father every day in his summer to spend his time while his father was at work, as they had no money to spend on anything ferocious due to his dad losing his job at the recently closed mill. The mill being the very source of fun and entertainment here in the town that Oswald resides. No mill, no fun whatsoever. And Oswald would have spent his time with his friend Ben. Ben is actually his best friend, actually, if Ben hadn't moved out from the town due to his father's new job. Yeah, so without the mill, there was no fun at all. Like, Oswald even mentions it, that the town is just nothing more but a ghost town at this point, with many people leaving for new jobs or a new space to live. And that unfortunately had to be his best friend Ben, who his father just got a new job somewhere else nice and cool. And if you're wondering why, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this is going to contain spoilers. My apologies for that. So yeah, there will be a spoiler warning. Anyways, But if you are going to read, if you already know about this, continue on. But if you guys don't know, yeah, there's your spoiler warning. Watch in your own risk. Anyways, Os- Oswald would have moved, but his grandma lives here. He lives in this place, and the family just didn't feel right leaving their grandma behind, so they decided to stay here, despite how ghostly of a town the mill it has become without the mill. Oswald eventually starts spending his days between playing games, reading books, and grabbing a cheap lunch at the nearest Jeff's Pizza. And I will tell you this, Jeff's Pizza has a lot of importance. You will see, and if for those who knows what I'm talking about, good for you, but don't tell no one. I want the new ones to find out in their own risk. But anyway, Jeff was a creepy and weird person, as described by Ben. It was a big empty space, a stage that has never seen anyone use, and a dirty ball pit that's constantly remind of the reality of Pink Eye. Jeff, ever miserable looking, is the only worker in the place. And there was many talks about Jeff, how he was even labeled as pizza, a zombie pizza chef. Like, and he doesn't change his expression. Like, even if he sounds nice, it just gives you the feeling that his face is stuck, permanently stuck with a unamused, somewhat tired stuff, and even so, he's just. I will be admit, Jeff had my suspicions. Like, he even stares off into space a couple times, especially when Oswald was making his order. So, there's that. After having the same routine for a few days, because, it happens. If you do the same thing over and over, it's going to get tiresome. And you can imagine for Oswald doing the same thing through his summer, over and over, going to the library, reading the latest mangas, playing a computer game, and then going to Just Pizza like every single day. It's going to get tiresome. Oswald had an argument with his dad before going to the library one day. Before his dad picked him up at Jeff's Pizza, though, Oswald decides to punish his dad by hiding in the ball pit at Jeff's until his dad could come find him. And poor Oswald is going to see, he's going to learn today as the story truly begins. After spending what seemed an abnormal amount of time in the ball pit, Oswald emerged to find himself in a completely different place. The room is filled with children and arcade machines and way brighter and more colorful than Jeff's miserable pizza place. He also sees 3 animatronics standing on the stage: a bear, Freddy, a rabbit, Bonnie, and a bird, Chica. She finds them similar He finds them similar to the drawings he had made before, but definitely on a creepier end of the scale. He also found a calendar with the year 1985. So yeah, the ball pit is a time-traveling ball pit, and Oswald has now been sent back to the year 1985. We're going to talk about that year later. He bumps into 2 kids, Chip and Mike. After playing a few games with them, Oswald starts to worry about how to go back to his world. To do so, he would simply dive back into the ball pit again and pops back out at Jeff's Pizza. Over the next few weeks, Oswald goes into the pit to play with Chip and Mike, doing his best to keep up with conversation relevant to 1985. So he can't mention about the old time, like the times he has right now. He can't mention anything from the current year at all. He needs to perfectly blend in, otherwise he'll cause suspicion. Sometimes he would see a man in a yellow rabbit suit, in a yellow rabbit costume, watching him from afar, finding it weird that no one seems to pay the rabbit any mind at all. I think we all know what that yellow rabbit is, if you're a FNAF fan. Or if you have, yeah, yeah. If you know who it is. If you know who, we all know who it is. However, one day, he comes out to the ball pit to hear screaming, frantic running, and crying. He sees the rabbit beckoning him to the back room and he follows out of curiosity. Bad move, but okay. Thinking he can't be harmed in the time where he was even born. There he sees 6 dead kids, each wearing party hats. Oswald runs to the ball pit as fast as he can to get back to the present day. Once outside the ball pit, he sees Jeff and his dad who are mad at him for hiding in an off-limits ball pit. As they are about to leave, the bunny appears, pulling Oswald's dad into the pit. After a cartoonish fight in the ball pit, the bunny emerges from the pit and takes Oswald to his dad's car. Jeff seems to make no notice of the rabbit. Once home, Oswald frantically texts his mom for help, but when she gets home, she is confused as everything is normal. Turns out, everyone sees the bunny as Oswald's dad except for Oswald and his cat. So for everyone else, Oswald's dad is normal. But for Oswald and apparently his cat, they see the Bonnie. He sees Spring Bonnie as the person he is. Ooh. And you can tell that this indeed is making Oswald questioning his sanity. After figuring out that he's the only one who can see the rabbit, though, for who he is, he spends the next several days pretending the rabbit is really his father, biding his time to make an escape. A few days later, Oswald gets his chance and sneaks out of the house to investigate the ball pit more. The ball pit where his father was last seen. He finds his dad unconscious, but alive inside of it. As he tries to get him out, the Bonnie attacks. Bonnie. Revealing itself as an organic creature and unhinged its jaw to bite Oswald, drawing blood. Oswald managed to cause the bunny to accidentally... Not sure if I can say it, but, seppuku itself on the rope over the ball pit, killing it. Oswald and his dad, who has no memory of the event, go home with everything ending on a relatively normal note. And notice... This, I believe, so far, with the books I've read so far, is where a kid is actually alive. Like, the main protagonist is alive. So far. I'm still debating on the kid from Fetch. I mean, he's alive, yeah, but, we can still call it up as the bad ending, though. So, yeah, that's pretty much Oswald's... That's pretty much the story of Into the Pit. And I really like it too. I really like the story. It's a great introduction. The first story is a great introduction of the Fazbear Frights books, and we still got 2 more. And after reading it the first time, I enjoyed it. Now then, let's get to the theory and such. Let's talk some theories. The first one is given the homicidal Springtrap's appearance as well as his victims, It is implied that 1985 Freddy's Fazbear Pizza location in this story is the restaurant year where the missing children incident occur by probably some sort of supernatural imitation of it. So let's be honest. I'll be honest with this one. I have no problem marking the missing children incident to be 1985. It fits well. And as such, many people can make a story out of it. Because what we know right now in Five Nights at Freddy's, what we know right now is that the Body of 83 is FNAF 4, the Body of 87 is FNAF 2. We got 2 current years. So you could some people can mark it down that 1983 is where William Afton snapped, and 1985 is where, where William goes down the deep end and unfortunately takes away the missing children from that birthday party. It just fits, but we don't know. We don't know about this one. I do, however, say. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I will say this though. I do believe that 1985 is the year of the missing children incident. However, this is, minus the whole supernatural imitation. I do believe in Fazbear Frights #1, we are somewhat getting a supernatural imitation or supernatural recreation of 1985. Because I'm pretty sure William Afton is not some sort of demonic creature that has rows of teeth. Like there is no mention of a man in the Bonnie suit. There is no man in there. That is certified a spring Bonnie with rows of demonic teeth, which puzzles me because it's like puzzling to me. Like, what is that? I'm sure in future stories we will find out, but I will not be referencing future stories to not spoil anything here. The next one here from the notes. I noticed that in Fazbear during this whole event where the Spring Bonnie was showing the dead kids. I mean the missing kids, my apologies. There were 6 kids, but we know in the missing children incident there is 5 kids. So my mind is like, why is there 6 kids here? Like, why? Even MatPat called this out when MatPat, aka Film Theory, aka Game Theorist. The Game Theorist, yeah. He called this out. When he first tackled the books, where there is 6 kids instead of 5 kids. The 5 kids being Gabriel, Susie, Fritz, Jeremy, Cassidy. But there are 6 kids. So, but then I remember, wait a minute. We gotta remember that William Afton took another kid's life. Unfortunately, that kid was the daughter of William's best friend, Henry Emily. That would be Charlotte Emily. So that just pops it right in there. The 6th child may represent Charlie Emily, or Charlotte Emily, the way you like to call her. But Henry's daughter's soul that inhabits the puppet or the marionette. Now, I that is a good way to signify. It's a good way, yeah. But MatPat calls this out like it fits cleanly with the timeline. The missing children incident is 1985, but why is because it seems like Charlotte was taken care of. You can't tell, but I'm doing air quotes. She was taken care of separately from the missing children incident. So it's either this is like, again, this is a supernatural imitation, a supernatural recreation, or in the games, Charlotte Emily was taken care of the same year as the missing children incident. It fits it kind of fits in a way like Charlotte Emily was taken care of firstly, I believe, and then the missing children incident. But it all happens in the year 1985. I'm just gonna go with that. Honestly, it just feels very better. It just feels better, to be honest. It just fits well in the timeline as it's been manufactured. And right here in the last one, due to the pizzeria being in 1985 and described as being similar to Oswald's drawing, especially being the furry on the outside, it could be implied that Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica in the story are the ones used before the toy animatronics, aka the Wizards, came into use and later dispatched for parts. Now, honestly, yeah, it could be possible. Like I'm still getting used to. Just right now, I have been speculating. Like even when I'm making my FNAF timeline, as well as reading through, like how does the Withers come in, or how were they able, like how did Fazbear Entertainment remade the Withers into be the classics, the ones we know in FNAF 1. Because I'm gonna just be honest, Wither Freddy, if you take out a picture of Wither Freddy and you put him aside with the classic Freddy, you can tell those are different animatronics. How does one make that how does Wither Freddy become classic Freddy? I don't think Fazbear Entertainment would put the time and money to manufacture new bodies or rather re remodeling the older ones to the new classic ones. It didn't make sense at the time. But FNAF 2 does come before FNAF. It has been established that FNAF 2 is a prequel sequel to FNAF 1. So my best bet is that that these what if many people were looking at it all wrong? And actually I found this theory out from a fellow YouTuber who was making his own FNAF timeline. What if we all been looking at it all wrong? What if the spirits were housed in the circuit boards? Like how William Afton's soul was kind of stuck, which when the Fazbear Entertainment were making the VR game, and that was making Glitch Trap. What if it's just that? The missing children's soul are stuck in the circus boards, so in a way you could take it out and put it into the new classic ones. So honestly, yeah, That honestly makes more sense. Because it does make sense. It makes sense. Plus, if they try to remodel them, I'm pretty sure they're gonna stumble upon the evidence that what William Afton has done. But, I'm still trying to figure that out. Other than that, I mean, that's about it. We still got two more We still got two more books to this. We got two more stories to discuss about Fazbear Frights #1. But honestly, I honestly like the story. So guys, that's it of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode 1. I know I'm trying to see if I like this idea of a co-channel series where in one channel you can read. I mean, you can experience the read-throughs, while in this one we talk about the stories and the theories of it. So let me down in the comments below if you would like to see more of this. Alright? Anyways, this is OneGamer54 signing off.